let's speak about CCIV/Lucid Motors, baby. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. I got the clothing line to prove that fact. And we are back to speak about this extraordinarily exciting SPAC. So you can see that as of recording this, it is indeed pre-market. We're up about 13-ish%. There was a very large pre-market move. And it is largely down to this right here from Bloomberg Terminals. Now I know there's a lot of things on the screen here, but essentially what we can see is that a proposal was put forward the 11th of January. And if you go back and look at when a lot of people started speaking about Churchill, it was the 11th of January. In fact, that's when I bought in. You can see the target is Lucid Motors, the acquirer is Churchill Capital CCIV, and then we also have some sellers here which are very interesting that we're going to speak about later on, because these are the guys who have been funding Lucid Motors from the start. We're also going to have a look at some of the institutional ownership, because I mean there has been a lot, and I mean truly a lot of huge buys as of late. We will have a look at some of the previous funding that goes all the way back to 2009 and why it is relevant right now, especially for us shareholders. We will have a look at this 13G and the fact that Magnetair Financial, now own about 8.69% of CCIV. We'll speak about Bank of America more than tripling their position in the company. And then towards the end of the video, we will have a look at the recent price action and the absolute insanity of it all. So my friends, right before we do get into the video, could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? Drop me a comment down below, let me know what you think of the video, let me know if you're still holding all of your shares, have you trimmed, are you buying more? And please my friend, if you are indeed new around here, hit that juicy red subscribe button and join the family of investors, baby. Also, if you are interested in joining my private Discord group, that is the first link in the description. In there you get access to all of my buy and sell alerts. We call these guys at the 13s. That's when I initially got in. We've been eating nicely off these guys. Join a community of over 2,500 investors, over 50 private channels. It's juicy. If you like 2 free stocks on Webull, all you gotta do is hit that second link in the description, sign up, deposit $100. You get some free money, baby. I mean, who doesn't love free money? Now, with that being said, here is where we're going to start off the video. So I know this looks a little bit weird, it looks quite confusing, but essentially this is on the Bloomberg Terminal. Bloomberg Terminal, is pretty much $2,000 a month for a 2-year contract. And they describe it as a modern icon of financial markets. It's sitting on the desks of 325,000 of the world's most influential decision makers. Essentially, if something goes through the Bloomberg Terminal, you can assume that it's factual. And so that's what's getting people so excited here. It's now on the Bloomberg Terminal, and the proposal goes back to the 11th of January 2021, which again is when a lot of us found out about this in the first place, when a lot of us found out about these rumours happening. But that's all they have been up until this point in time, rumours, and that's what a lot of us have bought in on. Now we can see from Bloomberg Terminal, the proposal was indeed put forth. The target again is Lucid Motors. The acquirer is Churchill Capital, is CCIV. And then we also see some sellers here, which are very interesting. But this is getting people extraordinarily excited, and rightfully so, because it's pretty much confirmation that the proposal has been put forth. Somebody called Gene Cray put this up on Twitter as well from the Bloomberg Terminal. And you'll see that ages ago, the 5th of November, DirecTV was up there and the acquirer was Churchill Capital. But now again, you can see it was updated the 11th of the 1st. We have Lucid Motors and Churchill Capital. So this isn't a confirmation that the merger is happening, but it's a confirmation that they are in talks. And what's very important is that the announced total value here is about 15 million, so about 15 billion. That could lead to us making a lot of money even at current prices. A lot of money. Now you will see here sellers. We see Venrock Associates, Beijing Automotive, plus 3 more. If we go back here to Lucid Motors funding, you will see they've had several different rounds here from several different investors. I think everybody's going to be familiar with the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. We all know that they have heavily invested in this company. But there has been more, There is Venrock Associates and Venrock. We can see T-Syn Capital, we can see Jafco, and we can see Mitsui & Co. So I'm not exactly sure who the plus 3 more are, but we can assume it's these investors here, which could actually lead to CCIV owning more of the business, which would be better for us investors. It will mean that ultimately we will also end up owning more of the business, and it mean that it may well be easier for the share value to go up quicker rather than later. So this here is very very exciting. It cannot be overlooked, and it confirms a lot of the rumours that we have been speculating on for over a month at this stage. So this is what has led to this huge pre-market movement. Now you can see there's been some fluctuations, there's been some bigger moves. They touched off 37, they've come back down. Right now we're trading at about 35.30, but at the end of the day there's some very big moves here, and you can only assume that it's a lot of people getting FOMO, not wanting to miss out. And I do not blame them whatsoever. Even at these prices, long-term valuations could look fantastic. Next thing I want to show you guys is the institutional ownership, and all of these new institutions getting involved. I mean, look at all these green ones from the 8th of February up to the 11th. Look at all of these companies getting involved. And I mean, we see 500,000 shares, nearly 4 million shares, 250,000 shares. There is a lot of institutional buying going on here, my friends. An awful lot. And then we already know about a lot of them. We know Bank of America, we see Wells Fargo. There's loads of really big names in there, and they are buying before us, at least the public, know if an agreement is going to happen or not. Now, who's to say if some of these big institutions do? Who knows? We also see Citigroup in there. But the fact that all of these institutions are buying in so heavily as of right now, I mean, it's pretty much insane in all honesty. You will also see this Schedule 13G, okay, as I said briefly at the start of the video. Magnetar Financial LLC, look at this. Aggregate amount beneficially owned by each reporting person, 17.892 million. Percent of class represented by amount in row, 8.69%. There is some huge buying going on, my friends, by some huge institutional investors. This is why people are getting so excited. For me, this initially was going to be a swing, but the more I look at it, the more I find it difficult to sell my position. And I mean, I'm already up well in excess of 150%. Bank of America ups their stake in CCIV stock by 200%. They bought 213,000 shares of the SPAC in the quarter ending December 31st. So we can do the maths, they own over 300,000 shares in them now. The average purchase price was $9.89 a share. Then we see Sculptor Capital LP with nearly 6 million shares, and we actually see Vise Asset Management LP, which owns just over 5.3 million shares. There is genuinely some absolutely huge institutional investors in here, and I mean, they are going in heavy, which, if you follow the SPAC game, it's not necessarily uncommon, but we don't usually see it to this extent at these sort of elevated prices at this stage of talks. Now, what I will say about CCIV is, I mean, I think we all know at this stage, they are no stranger to huge moves. I think a part of that is because of all these institutions. There's institutions obviously wanting to get into this company. We can see that. We can see just how many of them are buying heavily. Institutions don't like to pay market price, okay? We have seen these huge spikes down followed by green spikes up. I mean, come back in time a little bit. Remember this, look at this 5-minute candle, okay? They went from a high of 32.56 to a low of 30.30 within 5 minutes, and they actually closed the next 5-minute period above that starting price. That is a 7 or 8% dip over the span of a couple of minutes that recovered immediately. That was institutional investors manipulating the market. That was a stop loss hunt. That was people making you sell your shares so that they could buy them back cheaper. And I mean, there is countless examples of this with CCIV. It can be easier to see if we go back to the 4-hour chart. Remember this here? This was one of the most insane moves I saw in my entire life. Highs of 27.49, lows of 18.90. This is a 4-hour candle, but this actually happened over the span of about 10-15 minutes. It was insane. But then look, over the next few days, the stock price just went up and up and up. This was all of these institutions that we see buying in now, buying in cheaper, taking your money. So this is an extraordinarily heavily manipulated company right now. But I believe the primary reason for that is because the institutions want their shares cheap. They want to make a lot of money here. And in order to do that, somebody has to lose out. And a lot of the time, it's going to be us retail investors who have our stop losses set. That's why I don't have one set with this company at all. So CCIV, well and truly, has been insane. And now with this Bloomberg Terminal screenshot that's circulating everywhere, we are led to believe that the rumours are true and they are at least in talks. We also are fully aware that Lucid Motors wants to go public sooner rather than later. An IPO is not going to work for these guys. A SPAC makes the most sense, and CCIV we know they are speaking with. I personally think this is extraordinarily exciting, my friends. I'd like to point out as well that we just broke through our previous all-time high and we've started to consolidate around there a little bit in the after hours. So I would expect somewhere around here, you know, somewhere around the 35 to 36 to turn into a short-term area of resistance. But we have seen these guys blast through many a short-term area of resistance lately. But anyway, my friends, that is it for my video on this juicy SPAC, baby. If you watched all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend, and I really do appreciate you being here from the bottom of my heart. Your support means the world to me. If you did enjoy, could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button, drop me that comment down below, and please, my friends, subscribe if you're new around here. And again, if you are interested in joining that private Discord community, that is the first link in the description. All of my buy and sell alerts, we call these guys in the 13s, right back here. If you want those free stocks on Webull, that's the second link. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. I'll see you for another video very soon. Peace.